Hello everybody, Rabbi David here, your Torah Tech Guy, and another how-to where I try and share with you great tech for your great Torah. Today I've got a good one and a pretty simple one also. Have you ever had to deal with those really long, annoying Zoom addresses? Well, today we're going to talk about how to make that just a little easier. So you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these crazy long Zoom addresses for your Zoom meeting, or even if it's a YouTube, you want to share a YouTube live stream that you have coming up, or a Facebook live stream. These long, URLs here that have all this complex data in it, they're impossible to share. They're not impossible to share. But if you want something easy, something that people can remember, I want to share with you 5 different ways that you can simplify sharing your streaming links. Let's start. We're going to start with kind of the simplest, most basic one to a little more advanced, but all of them are eminently doable by anyone. First, Bitly. So you've probably heard of Bitly. Bitly is a URL shortener. You just go to bit.ly, and then you can create your own Bitly. Now, for example, I have one here. Let me show you. This is actually for my Meet room, my Google Meet room. So I took my Google Meet address, but you could also take your the Zoom address for your meeting. You pop it in here, and then you choose what you want your new URL to be. It'll always start with bit.ly, so bit.ly/Meet Rabbi David. Then you can copy this or share it. The way that you do this is up at the top here. You click on Create. You'll enter your long URL down here, and then you type in what you want your shortened version to be. I actually don't have a long URL. Let me grab this one, and we'll actually create one. So we got that one. Now we're going to go over here to Bitly. We're going to enter our long URL, a couple extra spaces in there, and let's see. We're going to click Create. And now it's going to tell us what do we want this to be. Now this is error because this is not a real link, but then you can say, I want this to be, let's meet on Zoom. Let's see if that's even available. Look at that. It is. bit.ly/let's meet on Zoom. I think that's available. Should we see if that works? I don't really want to take that Bitly. All right, well, let's try it. Let's see if that worked. No, that one's already taken. So you'll have to do a little playing around to find a URL that works for you. But this is a really simple and easy way to take those long, annoying URLs and shorten them into something that's a lot more usable and shareable. The second option I want to talk to you about is something called Linktree, which is linktr.ee. Linktree, and what this does is it creates sort of a list or a mobile web page, if you will, of your links. So I have one here. This is actually for the preschool that I work at. So I have one for Gan Sinai website, our family handbook, our return to campus guide, a link directly to our Zoom room, our Gan at Home Zoom room, our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, all these different things. And you can see what it's going to look like right over here. You can add new links, and then you can name this. So this one is Linktree, linktr.ee/, and then you can see I put the name of my school right up here, Gan Sinai. And then you can just share this, and if I click on that, it'll take me to the actual Linktree. Now you can see this is really meant for mobile, but you get a sense of how it works. You don't have to deal with any URLs using this. You just give them that one link, and then this will take them anywhere they want to go to any of these different sites. So maybe on your temple website, you might have a page that has all of your links. You can also use Linktree as another option. Okay, so we've got Bitly, we've got Linktree. The third option is what I like to do on a lot of my websites, and that is, let me refresh this real quick, and that is to just put something on every page that people can click and get where they need to go, especially into Zoom or into Google Meet or something like that. So up on the top, on most websites, you'll find these social links at the bottom here, right? The link to Facebook, the link to YouTube, things like that. But I also grabbed the Zoom logo and I put it up here, and I made this link directly to the Zoom room. So when I am inviting parents to join us for a Shabbat or for anything, for parent-teacher conferences, for anything that we're doing, I just tell them, just go to our website, godsided.org. At the top of every page, you'll find the blue Zoom icon. Just click on it, and it'll take you right over to Zoom. So now it wants, of course, to open Zoom, and it'll drop them right in the meeting. Now, one thing I should say about this, and this is really important, is that we always want to be thinking about security. And so if you're going to do any of these, if you're going to link to your Zoom to any of these, make sure that you have your waiting room turned on. When it comes to safety in Zoom, the smartest thing to do is really to have a unique URL, a unique link for every meeting that you do. I like to have a persistent meeting link. I like to use the same link every time to be able to send people a simple URL and have them just go there. That isn't the safest, but I always have a waiting room enabled on my account. And so that way people, when they come in, I know if they're supposed to be coming, and I'm allowed to then let them in or not let them in. So we've got Bitly, we've got Linktree, we've got putting an icon right on the top of your website. We've also got a way to use what are called redirects. So incidentally, I build all of my websites in Wix, Wix.com. And on the Wix website, you can do this on almost any platform. But on the Wix website, under SEO tools, there's something called the URL redirect manager. And what this allows you to do, if I click in there, you'll be able to see and create redirects. So for example, these are for my Torah Tech Guy things. Let's use Ecamm. I love Ecamm. It's what I use all the time. I wanted to give an easy way for people to go to Ecamm using my promo code. So instead of this long email over here, I copied that and I made a redirect. So now TorahTechGuy.com/Ecamm takes you right there. When I am going live with someone and I want them to join me in a live stream, /go live brings them right into my, I probably shouldn't be giving all these away, right? Brings them right into my session. And you can see I have a whole bunch set up here. I've got one for Zoom, TorahTechGuy.com/Zoom brings you right into my Zoom meetings. So this is if you have access to the back end of your website, this is a really nice way to not only shorten the URLs, but also use your community's branding. So it's, www.mytemple.com or .org/ and then whatever you want them to go to, YouTube, Zoom, whatever it is. So it allows you to hold onto your branding, which is a really nice a piece of this particular solution. I've got one more for you, and that is to buy a unique domain name. One of the things that I love doing is I love buying domain names. I have a lot of them. I'm a little bit addicted to buying domain names. I use hover.com, HOVER.com. I found it to be very user-friendly, easy to navigate, easy to use. And you can buy pretty much any domain name that you want that's available. So last year, when the temple that I'm currently with, Temple Sinai, was thinking about how can we get everyone to our live streams? How can we get them to our YouTube page? Do we have to send out a new link every time we're going live? We decided to just buy our URL. So our URL, our website is tsnd.org. We bought tsnd.tv. And that takes you right to our YouTube page. And then we just made sure that any live stream that we're doing is right at the top of our YouTube page. I have the same thing with Torah Tech Guy. TorahTechGuy.tv brings you right to my YouTube page, where you can see all of my live streams, all of my past shows. You can buy pretty much any. I'm still waiting for .zoom. There are not .zoom domain names, but you can buy .live. So let's see. Let's do mysynagogue.live. Let's see if that is available or not. Oh, look at that. It's available. And it's only $5 a year. MySynagogue.live is available. So if you want to direct people to your live stream, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or Zoom or anywhere, you could buy this URL and then just forward it to your Zoom URL or your YouTube URL or whatever URL you are using. So 5 different options for you. The first is using Bitly to create. It's free, it's simple to create your own custom domain. The second is Linktree to create a page of all of your important links. The third is to just put an icon or something right on your website so people can just go to your website, it'll drive traffic to your website, and it'll immediately link them to wherever you want them to go. The third is to use redirects through the back end of your website, /Zoom or /whatever you want it to be. And the fourth is to actually purchase yourself a .live or a .tv or a .whatever domain name that you're looking for. .coms are always going to be the most expensive and the hardest to find, but .tv, .live is a big one right now. .tv, .live are all wonderful options for you. So there are 5 ways to simplify your streaming URLs, your streaming links. I want to encourage you to use those and use all of the different resources that I have over on my website at TorahTechGuy.com. I almost said .tv. It's TorahTechGuy.com. Check that out for links. I do have links up there to Hover, which I mentioned, to Wix, which I mentioned, to a lot of the things that I mentioned today. So definitely check those out. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? No, it's not tomorrow. We don't have a Synagogue Tech Forum tomorrow, but tonight I'm going to be on Conversations with Tony Mobley at 8 o'clock Eastern, I believe it is. Conversations with Tony Mobley, MOBLEY.com is, I believe, the website. I'll be joining him for a discussion, and tomorrow morning I'll be on office hours, and then we'll be back next week with a new episode of The Future Starting Now, and more tips and more tricks, and I have a new toy to show you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye.